Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 10 of Installation Route. Last video we set up a bunch of automation, mostly pertaining to the various factory tech blocks and machines, so that we can get their processes, supply them with their, what do we call these, like their tool bits automatically. But the end goal of this is to help us along with the fabrication of a lot of energy cores. So let's continue along that route today. Right now we are at the point where we need to make lumium alloy gravel. This is used both to make energite, which is a key part of these energy cores, as well as to make lumium ingots, which we just need going forward for various things. Lumium is a key part of the Signalum upgrade kit, strangely enough. But this gives us, this is the next tier of machines. It makes them very fast, yada, yada, yada. All right, so at the very end of last video, how do I get down there? Can I jump here? Yes. We set up our mob disassembler just to test how this thing works. And it turns out if you just put a mob up there, it kills the mob and you get items. So let's move this somewhere a bit more sane, shall we say, maybe over into this corner. Because there's going to be mobs popping out of it, I kind of want it away from our other stuff. But yeah, let's put it over in this corner, and then we can use it to, generate mob drops for us. Now, because we already have a perfectly good, I'm going to call it a pseudo mob farm here with the whole centrifugal separator thing, I'm not actually interested in 90% of the drops that come out of the mob disassembler. Look at me get down there from there without taking fall damage. Specifically, though, I am interested in the monster dust. This is made from most mobs in the disassembler. Hey, what happened to the Blaze? Excuse me? Blaze was on this list yesterday. Right? We tested it by spawning a Blaze. Wait, now it's here. How did I... Wait, what? Hold on. I'm so confused. I right-click this, right? And it didn't show Blaze earlier. Am I crazy? I don't know, whatever. But yeah, we can pick a different one of these mobs. I'm probably going to just do... skeleton. I don't know if there's a use for a zombie head. I have no clue what this does, but I honestly I don't need the other mob drops, and like skeletons can shoot and zombies can't, so we'll make a zombie farm. So to spawn the zombies, we'll continue to use the DNA system, where we can take this empty DNA listing, craft it into zombie DNA. Looks easy enough. In fact, let's even pin that, and then we can fill a morb with that, and then use an autonomous activator of some sort to drop the mob onto the disassembler, and yada yada yada, go from there. All right, let's set this up. So I'm playing around with morbs a little bit more because I think this is the easiest way to actually spawn mobs into that thing, and I'm pretty sure that getting the morb back is a chance thing at most. So look at this, like I've definitely gotten it back sometimes, and these are reusable morbs, right? It says right there, this morb is reusable. This morb holds a so anyways, when I roll them, I've gotten the morb back sometimes, but definitely not all the time. And I'm doing pigs because obviously these are harmless creatures, they're not going to hurt me, but it's the same results when I spawn hostile mobs. So that's one problem, that we're not getting the morb back. No big deal, I can deal with just using non-reusable morbs in that case. However, the bigger problem is that I can't seem to actually get the autonomous user here to deploy them. It doesn't matter if I have it set to, oopsies, not range. I'm back. Use, it obviously has to be used, right? Because it's a right-click action. I have it set to -1, 0, +1 offset. I have it, I'm trying it with, with or without, what the heck? Where did those blocks go? This thing broke them. How does this mana spreader break those blocks when it's pointing at the mana pool? What? I'm confused. Well, whatever. Unrelated problem. But yeah, the automated user apparently it either can't use morbs or I just haven't figured out how to do it. So instead what I'm going to do, I don't know why I filled all of these with pigs. I know I have 32 pigs and morbs. But I think for now I'm just gonna manually do the process of deploying mobs into this thing. If I make like a stack of monster dust, we can make a stack of lumium alloy. Later, we can, once we have an energy core, we can use that to make the biosynthesis unit, and this is a true mob spawner. Like, it spawns mob entities in world. So, but it does require an energy core to make. But for now, I will spawn them manually by tossing mobs, you know, through the convenient gap here. What is that? What am I clicking? Oh, I guess I'm trying to place torches. That must be a feature of the Man of Steel pickaxe. Alright, so thank you, autonomous user. You're no longer needed. I'm in the process of requesting the components for the mob disassembler downstairs, and I discovered what I can only describe as a bug in thermal logistics. So right now I'm trying to craft the saw blades that go into the metal cutter, right? And okay, sensible enough. These saw blades are made by metal cutting a basic gear, which is made by metal cutting a steel gear. Cool. So what's happened right now is that this signalum crafter managed to deadlock on itself. It didn't deadlock with a different crafter. No. It managed to deadlock on itself. Right now, it put a steel gear in, and it made 2 basic gears. Cool. Now it's thinking, all right, well, I got to send these basic gears to myself to make the next thing, but I'm not allowed to send the basic gears to myself because I'm stuck on this step, because I have it in series mode. How do you write something that deadlocks on itself? I'm baffled. I think if I set this to parallel mode, it'll fix this problem, but it might introduce other problems. Still, it's not immediately broken, so I take not immediately broken over, you know, immediately broken, right? I'm 99% sure that's going to break later. But whatever, so be it. We deal with that problem when it comes up. Anyways, disassemble, please. Wow, it doesn't even disassemble it instantly. It also, the mob doesn't land, like, square on the thing. Alright, whatever, I'm gonna be here killing a whole bunch of mobs. Can I deploy multiples at a time? How does it work if I do that? Besides being very loud. I'm not sure how. I think it only damages 1 mob at a time. Alright, whatever, you know what? This works. Enjoy your stay, mobs. Some of them are gonna die to cramming, aren't they? A lot of them are dying to mob cramming, and not and not actually the machine. All right, so I guess I can't throw them all in there at once. Still better than doing it 1 at a time. With our 1 stack of monster dust, we can make a stack of gravel, and if we make ingots out of this, we only get 32, which kinda sucks. But we don't need lumium ingots yet. Well, I'll hold off on making lumium ingots until everything in here is truly automated. For now, if we make energite out of it, we get 5 buckets per piece. So it only takes 500 millibuckets to begin the process of charging a core, right? So this can 10 times over charge the stack of cores we have, which is good enough. So, which machine is it that does that? We need another fluid agitator. Good thing is, I think last time I made one, I made a few fluid agitators because I knew I would need more. At that. Thinking ahead, Jimmy. For now, I'll just supply a lot of essence into a tank and let that feed our fluid agitator here. The sulfuric acid we made last video, so that is, I mean, this machine is intentionally right next to it, and we just copy the retriever settings so that they should automatically pull in bits like so. And now this is making, I don't think that has a fluid output, right? Or item output, it's only fluid output. Yeah, this makes energite. Nice. So what is overloading plasma? Is it something I need to care about? It's something that produces a fair bit of energy, but I mean that, well, no, this is per 100 millibuckets. But that's really it. It is one option for energy production that I'm probably not going to pursue. So that means let's not worry about overloading or worry about using this for anything like that right now. I need it to... Wait, no, this... hold on. I need energite. Yes. This we will use to fill... oh, we can use it to fill a bunch of things. Energite motors, batteries. How much does this use? 500? Let's forget. Let's just use it for this, to make... unprimed energy cores. So we need a fluid transposer. Also kind of gonna have a little difficulty expanding this here because I don't want to block off access to these portable tanks. I guess we can make a right turn and start going down this way, or we can just block off access to the tanks from below. I mean, we can still access the tanks from below if I put dirt there, right? Is that true? Yeah, we can still access it. It's a little difficult, but the factory is cramped. Sacrifices have to be made. Adding a fluid transposer then with the energy and a crafter here should allow us to craft 1% unprimed energy cores. Let's see if that is correct. So I want 64 of them. I'm going to be brave and all ask for all 64 at a time and hope it doesn't mess anything up. I've tried this in creative, so I'm reasonably confident we're not going to accidentally blow something up or something, you know, super catastrophic. So anyways, this process is not the fastest, and I think we could actually, well, here, I'll leave this set to 4 because we'll use this to process motors and other stuff later, which do take a long time to process. Or not a long time, sorry, but which only stack to 4. So actually, this thing understands max stack size, doesn't it? I think, maybe? I'm going to set it to 64 and see if it breaks later. But yeah, this now fills these up with energy, and then we get the finished product back here. All right, so unprimed energy cores stacked to 1. That's super convenient. And by convenient, I mean not at all convenient. I guess it makes sense they only stack to 1. There's they have like the damage value on them. Anyways, now we have to charge them from 1% to 80%. So that requires a charging core charger. That's easy to make. We do need an ingot of lumium, so I guess I'll take some of you here. Let's take half of this and make it into lumium. Where's my arc furnace? We'll borrow this arc furnace for a bit. Thank you. With this lumium, I actually want to take a quick detour and make a signalum upgrade kit to upgrade our heated water producing system here. So right now the bottleneck is this redstone furnace. If I upgrade that and then the... Whoa, something broke. What just exploded? This pipe exploded. I guess item pipes don't like items being transported that quickly. Okay, nope. Don't want that. Don't want that at all. Disconnect. There we go. So now all these machines are much faster. I think I lost a bunch. Oh, they're in my inventory. I thought I lost a bunch of buckets, but I guess not. This should make this should make heated water a lot faster. And if I apply these upgrades, do I have room for more? Nope, that's it. We are now bottlenecked by the rate at which our flowers burn heated water. That is the problem I want. So, because we're in the spirit of breaking bottlenecks now, let's upgrade our flowers. Not these seeds. I want these seeds, overgrowth seeds. So we've been getting these slowly from our processing of infected andesite. They have every 30 pieces of infected andesite gives us 1 on average. But we can use these on the dirt that the flowers are on, and this just doubles their processing speed. Naturally, it doubles the amount of fuel they consume as well, but as we can see here, our fuel production rate is much higher. So, at a glance, it looks like the bottleneck is still the flowers. Is this full? No, the bottleneck is actually the pipe. We are not moving heated water out of this machine fast enough. Let's see if a servo can fix that. Servos are typically faster than the auto extract. And that is faster. Okay, one more thing then. We can extract from 2 sides. Where do I have fluid ducts on me? That didn't quite seem to have done it. It looks like to actually fix this problem, we're going to need legitimately faster pipes, which means fluid ducts. There are 1 higher tier fluid duct in the super laminar fluid duct. This is limitless transfer rate. Basic transfer rate is dependent on how fast you push into it. Whereas these current fluid ducts, transfer rate varies by liquid. I think it's based on the viscosity. So how can we make these? We trade for it? Oof, 1. It has to be mana diamonds too. How many do I need? 1, 2. Well, we probably don't need those sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we can replace it with a tank. It's probably, yeah, a tank is cheaper, so like 6. All right, let's just make like 8 sections of super laminar fluid duct then and give it a shot. I find it kind of funny how the mana diamonds are actually more difficult to make than the terra. That's I've been debated. I need to make 10 new mana diamonds because I traded them for Dragonstone. Apparently, you have to throw the items in not any arbitrary order. If you put the diamonds first, you get Dragonstone out. All right, well, 30 more TNT, I guess. Let's try this again. So the elves already have my 10 Terra Steel from last time. I don't know like how long they keep it before, you know, they say, well, I guess it was a gift. So I'm just gonna go throw this, then this. Good, and we get these ducks out. You know what? Those first 10 pieces of Terra Steel elves, those were a gift. Enjoy. Swapping the ducks out seems to have fixed it. The machine does seem to push plenty fast into super laminar ducts, so we don't need any servos or any of that jazz. Just use auto output. And then I think, let me see, this tank is still empty, which means that with our upgraded flowers, this system is the bottleneck, and the bottleneck here is how quickly the fluid, this thing, aqueous accumulator, fills with water to fill the fluid transposer. But you know what? Good enough. We're just making mana faster, which is good because this thing, like, it lives off mana. It devours mana. Okay, so back to what we were doing. I needed this lumium ingot to make a charger. So let's craft one of these. One charger, coming right up. Please don't put those in there. Please work. There we go. And anytime now. Alright, so this machine uses what tools? Batteries, circuits, and magnets. Okay, so we've already made everything there except the magnets. Let's really quickly add magnets to our factory. Where do I have room for that? Have to be... Okay, we can put it right here, I guess. Yep. Remember when I took this thing off series and I said it would cause problems? That problems caused. For some reason it doesn't withdraw the basic gear that was in there. I suspect we because of the way this works, we're going to end up having to dedicate one crafter per machine or something. I don't know. This whole multiple crafters, I have an idea. If we buffer the output, I think we can take the output from a different slot. Basically, we output to a chest of some sort, and then grab the output from there. I think that'll fix it. So let me show you what I mean in just a second. By taking the output out of the metal cutter and moving it into a chest, and then linking these two crafters together, I think that should fix the jam that was being caused by using it in series mode, so that I can take it out of series mode, or I can put it back in series mode, which should fix the jam that we just saw. Now the question is, okay, so right now it's trying to craft basic gears. It should send the materials into here, right here, right? Because this is linked. I don't know what that X means on the linked inventory. Oh, I think that X is telling me to unlink. So it's telling me it's trying to send inputs somewhere. Something's still not right based on the fact that the crafting is not progressing. Where is it trying to send inputs? I really don't understand thermal logistics. It's trying to send a steel gear here, right? And it's allowed to put a steel gear in a metal cutter. Let me show you how exactly I got to this state. So let's start from a clean state. Ultimately I want to make the saws, but to make the saws we have to make the gears first. So, gear, basic gear, request, let's just ask for 2. That means basic gears are made from steel gears, right? These two recipes are linked. So you see this is 2 basic gears, this is 1 steel gear. Then the steel gear should work its way into here, but I have no clue where that steel gear is sitting. We have steel gears in the system, pulling them somewhere. What happens if I set you to parallel instead of whatchamacallit, series? Oh, did that make it? It did make it now. So I guess linked recipes don't like being in parallel. It was processing this without processing this. There was no box around this. So it doesn't seem to understand that inputs come before outputs. That makes literally no sense whatsoever, though. But anyways, that gets us these. So then I think at this point we can now order, I'm going to order 8 just to make sure that it can do the recursive step as well. So it's trying to send into here both basic gears and steel gears. And I think one of them will beat the other. So now it's making the steel gear. The question is, what happens when it's done cutting these? Because the basic gears were sent here as well and bounced, I think. What will become of the... No, they're in here now. Wait. Those sat in there and waited until the slot was ready. Okay then, that's good. That's what we want. I guess problem solved for now. Anyways, all that was so that I could request stuff for this, I think. Alright, so yeah, this magnetizer is getting its motors and wires. It's all good. Now the magnetizer uses iron to make magnets. So actually, I think this is the only recipe the magnetizer does, so we can leave it in single recipe mode. And you see there's this note here that says requires AC redstone current. I don't know why they call it an AC redstone current, because all it is it requires the redstone signal on it to be toggled. So if I grab a piece of iron just for demonstration purposes, give me a whole stack of it, and we put it in the machine, nothing happens. It doesn't do anything until you tick it with a redstone signal. But you see, it goes a little bit of progress and resets. It needs to be ticked with a relatively fast redstone signal. I hardly call this AC. This is more like PWM, but whatever. If you give it a sufficiently fast redstone signal, it does the spinning-a-jig and it crafts. So yeah, that's all it means by requires AC redstone signal, or AC redstone signal. This mechanic will be back. I don't know if like it, you know, like a true PWM signal, right? I don't know if the pulse width matters, but it works well enough. So anyways, this crafts us our magnets, and we can use these to power the core charger, was it? So let's put we can put our core charger here, and then we'll give it, its components. Now the core charger is a little bit special, so we'll do some special things with it. The purpose of the core charger, once it has all its bits, is to turn our unprimed energy cores from 1% to 80% charge. But it charges it in 2% intervals. So we're going to have to settle for 79/81. I think there's no meaningful difference there. So I need to charge 1 to that exact amount by hand. Come on. There we go. 79% will do. And then the recipe will look something like... let's get a clean one. We can take a 1% one and put it into here and let the auto withdraw take it out when it hits 79%. There's a bit of implied trust here in this crafter, because if it lets it stay in for too long, it'll explode. And that's quite obviously bad. So I'm just trusting it to, let's see, we have to ignore, no, we have to use the metadata because we want to be metadata exact. And I think it can only charge 1 item at a time. Oh yeah, these don't stack anyways. So, all right, let's test it with 1 and hope it doesn't explode. Hoping things don't explode is good, right? So let's ask for a 79% energy. Okay, I guess I have to ask for 2 because I put 1 away. So one of them should get sent here, according to this. Yep. And I'm going to watch this one just to be, you know, if it goes above 81%, like if the thing doesn't withdraw it in time, I'm going to abort the process. So here goes. Oh, wow. We're just spewing bits. 63, 79. We went over. Okay. So that means that this crafter is too slow. That was one thing I was a little concerned about. Is it, like, does it constantly check to withdraw? And the answer is no. I do believe, however, if we just use an item duct with a servo, it does check at least more aggressively. If not, I have a backup plan. We can slow down the machine, although I'm not a big fan of intentionally slowing down my machines. All right, let's try that again. Give me 1 more of these. So now I have the input and the output in separate points, and this servo here withdraws it at exactly 79% whitelist use metadata. So here comes a new item, and off it goes. Let's hope it withdraws. We are approaching the magic number. Come on, please work, please work, please work. Nope. All right, we're going to have to slow this machine down. There's a handful of factory tech upgrades. There's overclockers, which make machines faster, but burn through parts faster. Underclockers, which make machines slower, but burn through parts slower. Why is there iron ingots all over the place here? Am I losing bits from this? Oh no, those, I see what happens. When magnets expire, they become iron. So I guess we have to add iron to the vacuum later whitelist here. I don't need this. I don't need you to do this. We can add you to the whitelist. There shouldn't be iron floating around otherwise. But anyways, what other upgrades are there? Most upgrades have a downside to go with their upside, so that's why I haven't bothered using them. Radius is a relevant here. Consistency changes the way the item consumption algorithm works. I think on average it makes some last a little longer, some less long. Doesn't help much in my opinion. Efficiency increases the odds you get the item back. This is the only one that doesn't have a downside, but it's also the most expensive because it uses monster dust. So I haven't made any of them. Anyways, I'm gonna put, well, we already did put the downgrade in here, right? So that'll make the machine slower at the benefit of the parts lasting longer. And in this case, those are both upsides because apparently we're not withdrawing fast enough. So let's try one more time. Order a core. That should result in the thing getting dumped in here. And we can see that the charge rate is noticeably slower. That's why I'm not using these downgrades on my other machines, because it makes your tools last a little bit longer, but it's really not worth the speed decrease in my opinion. But anyways, please withdraw, thank you. And then the final product gets taken out. All right, so let's see if we can be somewhat lucky and ask for all 60 of those become these. I'm gonna still keep an eye on this because if it does overcharge, it causes an explosion, and the explosion, it's not like a nuclear reactor explosion, but it is large enough that it will cause localized damage, and I don't want that. So yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on it and be ready to manually abort the process if it breaks. If it gets through like the first 10 successfully, at that point I'll probably trust it, and then we'll come back to a crater. So let's do one more on camera to see. Come on, don't break. Don't even think about it. Good. I like this. Now, why am I not getting circuit 1s? The circuit 2's stuck in here. Why is that? Yeah, you're crafting circuit 2s. You're supposed to send these to the arc furnace. Does that mean the arc furnace is busy? Arc furnace isn't busy. Right, that's literally what it's saying right now, right? Circuit 2s go to the arc furnace. Hold on. Just want to check this real quick. Wait, why are you running? Oh no, you do have circuits. This thing just spits out stuff like crazy. No explosion. No explosion, we're good. Oh, that gives me an idea. If I take one of the if I take one of the overcharge circuits and put it here, if it does happen to overshoot 79%, we have another chance to withdraw it before it explodes. But why is this broken? You are doing... Oh, are you also in... Hold on, this is my arc furnace. What if we take you out of that mode? No? We have gold-filled circuit plate 2 here. I think I just don't know how to interpret this. It's currently on this recipe. And it's saying that it's supposed to output it to the arc furnace. But the arc furnace it should be happy to accept the item. Oh wait, hold on. No. It's the other side of the arc furnace. I was looking at the copper recipes. Here. Yes, okay. And then this is waiting. So yeah, those two have deadlocked each other. Right? This one is trying to output pattern 2, but this one's trying to input pattern 1. So I guess we have to be very careful using parallel mode because of its ability to deadlock. But if we get rid of parallel mode, that should output those. I'm hoping this doesn't cause other problems. Fingers crossed. Hope for the best. Because, okay, well, we're learning something about deadlocks today. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna let these craft now. No explosions, please. With 79% charged cores in hand, we are now on the last step. These can be enchanted for some reason. I had the idea of trying to get a mending book, enchanting it with mending, and then repairing it with that. I don't know if it'll work, but that's probably not easier than doing the magnetize. Like, we could enchant it with Britannia to keep the mending enchant, right? But yeah, that's probably more trouble than what we've already done. Anyways, we can now stabilize on a stabilization table. So to do that, we need to first place the stabilization table. This, however, requires 4 permanent magnets or stationary magnets around it. Is it, I forget, 1? No, 2 air blocks away. So make sure you have a little bit of room around it. Like so. And then it displays a bunch of zeros. That is showing the strength, like the magnet strength of those air blocks. These magnets also need to receive what this mod calls an alternating redstone current to power up, but you can't overpower them. So it's a little bit strange, but let me show you how I work around this. If we get a bunch of that and a timer here, I'll put on that side. So every time it pulses, we add a little bit of energy. It seems to be semi-random. Somewhere like the low roll is probably about 5, the high roll is about 20. And then the energy of the magnet drops over time. So by setting this at a lower number, we can charge up the magnets, right? This number goes up and up and up. However, we can't just set it at the lowest number like we do with this thing, because if right now the number is blue, that is fine. It'll eventually become green, that is good. When it's in the green range, that's when you want to do your crafting, right? So numbers are green, that's fine. And then as we get too high, basically as we approach 1,000, they become overcharged. And overcharged magnets stop working for a while. And if you have a few charged magnets and a few uncharged magnets, your system will, while you're doing work with a core, it'll explode. So you see here, this is bad. If you get into this state, your best bet is probably to reset. So get a lever to unpower your timer and let it reset. Once your magnets are all 0 and blue again, just flip the switch to turn it back on. So I'm gonna let this charge up at the low speed until it reaches about 500, 600, and then I think I found that at about 0.65 seconds is equilibrium. It'll go fluctuate up or down a little bit, but it'll be good enough for now. So 0.65 seconds, we see they're all green. When it's green, you drop your core in, and almost immediately it'll stabilize. So this step, because it's very difficult to maintain the stabilizer in this good state for a long time, I'm just gonna, like, run a lot of these through by hand when it enters a good state, and they stack in the output slot even. One thing to bear in mind is that if you just leave this, like even here at 0.65, right? If you just leave it here, eventually they'll end up out of sync with each other. And I've tried all kinds of ways of reading the magnet state, like with a comparator, or, well, there's no MBT block readers in this pack that I could find. So really, I've just tried a comparator or just directly reading the redstone signal off of it. None of that works. So apparently 0.65 makes the number climb. What about, oops, that's the wrong way. 0.7 should make it go down. Oh, our magnets are overcharged. That's all right. So like when it's in this state, don't put an item in. If I put an item in right now, it will explode. So let it reset. I'm gonna wait for more of these to craft, and then we can prime all of our energy cores in more or less one go. But yeah, this is a machine that I don't think it's worth, or at least I can't come up with a way to automate it because I can't read the state of the magnets, which means that we can just, batch run it. This is fine. I just want to show that our 83% charged ones work more or less just fine. And it's okay to use these things when they're, like, in the blue. Although that one, did that fail? Oh no, they pop out because they're full. Never mind. These, this factory tech mod really likes making items only stacked to 4, so whatever. Anyways, it's going to take a little bit of time for this crafting process to finish, so, and we're out of time for today, so I think I'll just keep doing the crafting off camera for a little bit. We'll pick up next episode once this core charger is done. It still has 26 pieces left to charge, and we'll go from there, move on to making the fission reactor, and move on to the next era, or the next part, as it's called in this pack. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.